G'day everyone, my name's Shannon and I'm an artist. Let's reimagine some animal characters as humans. Today we're going to be doing Angel from Lady and the Tramp 2 and Toulouse from the Aristocats. It's time for some art shenanigans. Dang, she's so underrated, oh my god. I loved this recreation of the iconic scene from the first movie, but...
Real dogs would act in the situation.
God, I really wanted to give her a hangy earring to represent the spagooda there, but her face was on the wrong angle, so I couldn't do it in the end. Sad. Maybe for the next time I make a drawing of her, which I inevitably will do again. Whenever I make these videos, I look back at the old drawing, and I'm always tempted to recreate it, just to compare, see how much I've improved. Anyway, with this one I started with a sketch that I made at work. Definitely on a break and not while I was supposed to be working, certainly. I did a doodle of what I thought her face would look like if she were human. And I took a photo of that and put it in my iPad in Procreate and started sketching over it. But even with the initial inspiration already sketched out for myself, I go back and forth on this face so many times. Even when I think I'm finished, you'll see me go over it again. And I think the reason I had so much trouble is that she's a skinny, scrunkly, street rat type character in personality, but in design, they've made her this soft round pom mix with blonde hair and blue eyes. And stereotypically, being soft with blonde hair and blue eyes doesn't make you look edgy. And that's of course all it is a stereotype. But the problem is that because of that stereotype, it's very hard to break out of it. It's hard to make a character read who is supposed to be edgy and cool, but they have these traits that we've learned are contradictory, that so many other media things have already taught us. Blonde hair and blue eyes, round soft cheeks mean cute and safe, trustworthy character. You know what I mean? Everything about her colours and her shape language says safe, friendly, sweet. And for some reason we still get that she's edgy and cool, but I think that's a lot more in her behaviour than in her physical design. In the dog design, all we get, like, she's got one floppy ear. Oh my god, how controversial. She's such a failure of the breed. That might even just be because of her age. That might not... I don't know. Her age in the movie is kind of a mystery anyway. She's had 5 families, and surely she's not much more than a year old if she's the same age as Scamp. But I digress. So in the end what I did is I gave her very slick to her head thin hair that's very spiky. I folded it under itself to make it look like the floppy ear. You'll see me retconning the face again. And I've given her a dark lip, the same colour as her nose. I'm proud of the flannel around the hips, and I'm proud of the pink streaks in the hair, because I think it makes her look a little edgier. I don't know, what do you think? Do you think it looks like her? What should I change if I do it again? I like the makeup look, I think. I also just made her skull bigger because I realised she didn't have a top half of her skull. I'll show the finished illustrations at the end. It's Toulouse time.
Hey, cool it, you little tiger. That guy's dynamite.
But he called us tramps.
Saying that like it's a bad thing? Following the last illustration? Friggin' rude, oh my god. This little guy is an icon, an underrated icon, and I love him so much. I identify with him most of the 3 of them, and I think I always have. He was also harder than the other 2 to draw, because I knew that I wanted Berlioz and Marie to have kind of similar skinny baby figures, but I wanted Toulouse to be a little bit chubbier, while still looking proportionate to his siblings, of course. I got a few comments after showing the final version, saying that I made him too much like the others, like people expected him to be chubby and they can't see it, so I think I lost that. Even though I tried really hard here to include his chubby little cheeks and make him a little bit thicker than the others, I think it doesn't read in the end, unfortunately. So that's something I would like to try again, possibly, if I were to remake this. At this stage, when I was drawing this, about a year ago, maybe even more than that, I was really struggling with trying to make poses look not stiff. I wanted to draw his whole figure but not have him look all awkward. It's far from perfect, but I see this as an important turning point in my art where I was pushing myself to do things that was really hard for me at the time, and I think that, I don't know, it's kind of nice. Something that was really important to me is that, of course, I wanted it to read that they're kids, so I kept them about 4 heads tall. 1, 2, 3, maybe 3.5 in his case, I'm not sure. 1, 2, 3, yeah, I don't know, something like that. And that makes the head proportionately a really big part of the body and keeps them looking youthful and cute. I've decided to draw him with his little art bag because if you've seen the movie, you know that Toulouse is an artist, he likes to paint. Suppose it's no mystery why I like him. He's just a weird little guy who likes to paint. I just love him. He's like me and my real life cat merged into one little guy. To show off his personality, I've given him a little crooked smirk. I've made his hair fluffy and all over the place a little bit. Like you can imagine Duchess trying to pat it down, it just poof, goes back up wherever it wants. Like that's like in Balto, you know, when they try and make a protagonist relatable by having their hair go in all different directions. I love that, that's cute. You feel their pain and their struggles in that moment. And soon you'll see, when I get past this crazy lining and into the colouring stage, you'll see that I put mud and paint all over all of his clothes. I'm sure his mum isn't impressed with that. But tough nuts, that's what you get when you have a creative child, you get mess. I gave him a long puffy shirt to further show that he's a, I don't know, just to show off how round and soft he is. And I've put a vest over it that you'll soon see is in a orangey, browny, argyle-y shape. That line next to the ear is to remind myself to fix the wonky ear because it's cooked. You'll also notice that I made his shoes super round, like almost spherical at the ends. I just wanted to reuse as many round shapes as possible. I guess because maybe I knew on some level that the overall roundness of the character wouldn't read in the end, and I just wanted to keep just putting round things so that hopefully it would work to communicate that he's round. And there's a loose shoelace again to remind us that he's a cheeky little messy guy. The only thing I didn't do was give him one sock scrunched down and one pulled up. I think that might have been overkill. Yeah, I don't know. I think he kind of starts to turn into a pretty handsome little fella now though. I think it was doing this drawing that I found the way that I like to do eyebrows. You can see that it's kind of wispy and faded out. I wanted them to be round and blobby because I thought that would suit him, but little kids tend to have quite thin wispy hair, or at least little kids I've known tend to have quite thin wispy hair, even if it's relatively full. So I wanted to fade out his eyebrows on the sides a little bit without shaving them too much. I don't want it to look like he's been to the salon because, I don't know, he's like 8, I imagine. But I like how it turned out, and after this drawing I started doing all the eyebrows that way. I really liked how it turned out. Now you're about to see the really fun part. All the mess is about to come. There we go, there's the mud on the boots and the socks and the knees. And paint on the hands, on the clothes, on his face. I imagine that's pencil on the left. That's my 2 final drawings! Which do you like better of the 2? And who should I draw next? Thank you so much for watching, and thank you to my Patreons, Ailden, Reese and Kerry. Thank you so much for supporting my work. It makes it possible for me to keep doing this as a job. It's only my first year working for myself full time, and it's already been so fulfilling and so exciting. I have an online store where I sell stickers and prints. There's some gay ones. Oh, there's this Marie one that you might like. It's Marie. She does not start fights, but she can finish them. I have all 3 Aristocats stickers for sale on there, including 2 versions of Marie, because it was controversial which one was better, I guess. If you're on TikTok, come check us out. We've actually just got 23.7k on there, and that's a total of about 40k across platforms, which I think is not bad. I'm on Twitch, and I plan to be streaming every Monday, about 9 Australian Eastern Standard Time, 9 AM. Yeah, thanks for hanging out. I hope you have a great one. Happy Christmas and a Happy New Year. Happy holidays. I can't wait to see you next time for more art shenanigans. Bye!